Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm casts this side of East Yorkshire, and today we have a 1 versus 1 on Blood River. Over in the Dark Eldar corner we have young Wen-Li, and over in the Imperial Guard corner we've got ZoDd. ZoDd's going to go for Double Guardsman, Tech Priest, Engine Seer, Plasma Generator and Infantry Command, whereas Dark Eldar player is going to go for Double Mandrakes, a Hall of Blood and a Plasma Generator. So before we get started, I just want to say thank you ever so much to everyone who's helped us get over the 1k subscriber mark. Really do appreciate all the love and support you guys have been giving us over the past 6 months or so. I think we've been doing this. We started about maybe back end of January, so it's been quite the slog, and I do appreciate all the love and all that jazz. We'll do a special 1k sub video at some point in the near future. I haven't really found the time or energy for it over the past week or so, but it'll be fun. It'll be like I'll find like a free-for-all game or a really long 4v4 kind of game. It'll be epic, it'll be amazing, so yeah, all that jazz. Anyway, we had a matchup very similar to this maybe last week or the week before. It was Imperial Guard versus Eldar on this very map. And the Eldar, shall we say, wiped the floor with the Imperial Guard, so we'll see if the Guardsmen can take on the darker breadwin of the Eldar in this match. They have opened up with a Hall of Blood, which is very, very interesting. Going to go for that Archon. Maybe potentially focusing on the economy, taking into tier 2 and going for Scourges. I would say that's probably... And I can't think of what other build order would that be. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll play it by ear, riding from the seat of our pants, so to speak. Mandrakes gonna have a sniff at that relic, but deciding against it. Gonna run from this command squad. Commander is going to go for the usual priest and psyker. Commissar not getting any love. Guardman moving down on the south side. Mandrakes flanking this Archon. Probably going to focus on this relic rather than their easterly one. Command squad will see this Tower of Loathing. Chad Commissar firing away with his plasma pistol. Tower of Loathing over here has been upgraded to some shooter bits. Yeah, it does seem like they're going to go for some economic builds rather than anything too aggressive in the early game. Questionable for the Dark Eldar, but we shall see how it goes. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, a whole bunch of Scourges versus Imperial Guard I'd say that's a fairly decent unit composition to go for. The Imperial Guard don't really have all that much in the way of jumping units to tie up the Scourges, with the exception of maybe Ogryns, but still going to really attach a priest to them, keep them alive for a little bit, and then charge them in. Psyker zapping away at that Archon. Archon trying to pester that Commissar, but not really getting any love nor money. Leech life ability going on that command squad. Going to root it in place for 3 seconds. Doesn't really seem to leech all that much life in the grand scheme of things. And in this situation, the Archon is looking a bit vulnerable. No low life models in the command squad as of yet. Commissar has now decided to join these guardsmen, keep them ship-shape and Bristol fashion with his increased morale and whatnot. Archon deciding to run back. Do manage to get one singular guardsman. Screaming to his own death. One Mandrake falling foul here, and almost a second one going down. Guardsmen just upgrading their bits and bobs. Again, I do believe this will probably be a little bit more of a micro-heavy game. Do have tier 2 going for the Dark Eldar. Relics being built on. Aggression happening over here. Mandrake's chasing after these guardsmen. Command squad deciding to switch up north in a defensive posture. And to be honest, with this listening post being upgraded, guardsmen been able to jump inside as well. A couple of Mandrakes and Archon aren't really going to do all that much. I mean, the Dark Eldar have not invested too much in their tier 1 units. Mandrake infiltration research on the go. Will be able to cause some mischief and mayhem, as it is only really Psykers that can see infiltrated units from the Imperial Guard's perspective. Without them being in Tier 2, yeah, they haven't even started Tier 2 yet. They will be relying on this command squad and the cycle within it to protect them from infiltration. This is a lot of lads, a lot of boys to contend with. Tower of Loathing being built up over here. Probably want to cancel that. Won't survive for very long when these guardsmen turn their attention. There we go, does a cancel, managing to regain their monies. More mandrakes coming out. Ah, there we go, yep. Look at that, the predictive power of a guy who's casted for at least about 6 months. This channel did start about the back end of January. For those of you who aren't familiar with the lore of this channel, we did start back in 2011 when I was a young man at university. But then I was sad for a couple of years, so I stopped doing it for the best part of a decade. But I stopped being sad, and now look at us. Archon being absolutely wiped out by the command squad over yonder. Scourges jumping in. We're going to be instantly tied up by this command squad. Double jumping juice used by the Scourges here, so they've now got to commit to this fight. There's no way for them to escape any point soon. Guardsmen over here having the morale broken. Not really seeing the soul essences being collected, which is a crying shame, because it would provide the Dark Eldar a lot of benefits in the form of, especially the screaming ability that breaks all the morale more or less instantly. Tower of Loathing once again trying to be built up. Mandrakes though, triple units here, will be able to screen these Scourges very, very nicely, allowing the Scourges just to chill with their very, very long-ranged weapons. And yeah, the Imperial Guard are now having to switch up their way of doing things. Tactica control being built up. Heavy bottle turret being put down. Guardsmen will probably be switching up to their grenade launchers. Archon being rebuilt. They have a homunculus laboratory and a witch cult arena. I imagine that these mandrakes will eventually be switched out for some witch cult squads. Maybe some warp beasts. Tower of Loathing has been finished up over here. Won't be fixed up anytime soon, though. Scourges playing a defensive game at the moment. Minefield. Ah, I like that. Pop a minefield down there. If the Scourges decide to teleport, or not teleport, but jump over there, jump smack bang in the middle of a minefield, then there'll be a bit brown bread. Archon not quite finding an avenue of assault at the moment. Grenade launchers now popping for the guardsmen. Will probably need more than just one Scourge squad. Do have some incubi upgrades going on. Does look like the Archon is going to go for a couple more of these bad boys. And from the Imperial Guard perspective, what can you really do? I suppose, yeah, heavy weapons team, that's alright for now. I suppose you could do like a standing firing line, couldn't you? You could have everyone on hold ground, fire away, and then once the Scourges and the Scourges, not Scourges and Scourges, Scourges and Mandrakes get pushed back, and move your firing line a little bit forward, and just do like a kind of like a creeping defensive line, I suppose. It's a lot of fire for the Scourges to deal with. They may be heavy infantry, but even then they can only do so much. Will be pushed back. This river more or less been locked down by the Imperial Guard, which is on the way out, but have been squad capped, so they will need to build up a slave chamber ASAP. Mandrake upgrades as well as a leader health. So lots of upgrades going for the Dark Eldar. Primarily focus on close combat by the looks of things. Going for the Crucible of Malediction doofers. Gonna turn these guardsmen into traitor guardsmen for a little while. Thankfully the Inquisition was not watching. Guard squad there, going to be wiped out. Looking like they were taken out in close combat by this Tech Priest engine seer. Give that man a promotion. Milk and cookies from the Omnisire, no doubt. And this, yeah, this is it's not going all that well. Oh, I love that double priests moving into the base, and these guys just love bashing buildings. Quite a lot of times, less experienced players will see this and think, oh no, those priests, they won't do all that much, we could just leave them behind. But those priests, don't ever leave them in your base alone. They will cut their way through your buildings, no questions asked. Archon being zapped by a witnessing of doom by this Psyker, losing a couple of other Archons. Witch Squad also falling foul to the long-ranged las fire of the Dark Eldar. 92 and 30 compared to 110 and 40. So not only are the Dark Eldar losing a lot of their units and have to replace them, but they're also losing a lot of their economy as well. Chimera now moving in, and it seems like all the momentum from the Dark Eldar has been taken out. The lack of early aggression not really playing to their advantage are going to tech into tier 3 on the back of losing all their units, which is not the strongest time to tech up. Which is now going to run in, popping their drugs. Very scary units there. These guys have been stunned by the Archon. Ability being upgraded, so it does increase the amount of time that they do get stunned, absolutely wiping out that command squad. So actually, you know what? By the power of Micro, the Dark Eldar might still be in this. And bottle turrets being built up over here. So the Dark Eldar will be locked out from having a relic for a short while at the very least. Witch Cult being brought to low numbers. Only one model left in that unit. Tortured Slave now capturing their bits and bobs. Well, capturing the tortured souls from the meat chambers. Chimera, even though there's only a small amount of Dark Eldar on the field, these Chimeras aren't doing all that well against these guys. Plasma Generator on the cusp of death. Priest still just being an absolute nuisance in the back lines. Infantry Command also over here. Tier 3 going for the Imperial Guard. Priest over here will die, but he has earned his money. While that is going on, plasma fire, grenade launch fire, everything you can hope and wish for from these two guardsmen. Command squad back on the field. Lots of chimeras, plasma generators. It's playtime for the Imperial Guard. They have free reign over 3/4 of the battlefield. They are getting their revenge from last week's loss from the Eldar. Warp Beast is coming online there. And as we saw just then, with just one small squad of witches and an Archon, still have the DPS to turn these command squads and chimeras into mulch.
6 minutes.
It's all about that Micro. How are they going to bring that to bear? Especially with all these tortured souls they've got. I mean, they've got a fair number, so can do that terrifying screech. Malediction going down. Even the Commissar turning against his fellow comrades. War Beasts being injected with combat drugs from the witch squads will absolutely tear every guardsman a new backside. Chimera having his path of retreat being blocked off. Second squad of Warp Beasts moving in. Poison, mirth and sadness from the blades of these incubi. And yeah, the Chimera's gone down. Another zappy bit from the Psyker. Archon still as healthy as you like there. Castigan's moving in there. Might be time for these guys to pull back, although then again, retreating from a ranged fight sometimes is less good than just charging in all the way. We'll move in. This heavy weapons team still playing the defensive roles. And that is a lot of crossfire. I do like that. Obviously, this heavy weapons team not really helping over here, but the moment that they fall back, able to cover this heavy bottle turret. This heavy bottle turret also being able to cover this heavy weapons team. So multiple layers of fire from the Imperial Guard. Be a very difficult thing for the Dark Eldar to take on. Does look like they lost the witches in that combat there. So no combat drugs for a little while. God save the Emperor ability going on this command squad. We'll keep them alive. Grand total of 5 incubi in this squad. Big old Valkyrie, fiery bits and bobs coming down. They are playing a ranged game at the moment. Are those incubi. Warp beasts causing all sorts of mischief and mayhem. Guardsman over here being stuck from the Archon's sticky ability. I will learn what all those abilities are called one day. Does look like they'll also get a squad wipe as well over here. Constant back and forth on this side of the map. 86 and 30 compared to 134 and 79 of the Guardsmen. Guardsmen fighting on the eastern flank of the Dark Eldar will split their attention somewhat. Witch Cult Arena has to be rebuilt. That got destroyed at some point in one of those engagements. I may have been exploded. These guys will be chased away. But with the superior economy of the Imperial Guard, all they have to do is just keep these Dark Eldar occupied. Tortured Slave continuing his meat shoveling in the background. Not bothering to repair these laboratories or plasma generators. You might want to get an extra slave out just for the good times. Infantry command being destroyed over here, so Imperial Guard has been squad capped now. They have gone for this full-scale warfare, so potential for Lehman Russes to come out on the way. But yep, that's what they're going to do. Some Lehman Russ depots being researched. Monstrous Laboratory going to be blown up by the Guardsmen. More Guardsmen coming down the centre of the map. Warp Beasts growing in number. Another Witch Cult squad on the way. Slave Chamber has been destroyed, and oh dear, just before that Witch squad was going to pop. Kasakins being pestered and bothered. Corrosive Acid also being placed down here, although the God Save the Emperor ability being activated just in the nick of time will keep those guys healthy and well. Warp Beasts going to town on those Guardsmen. It's tea time and these Warp Beasts are hungry. Even when the Dark Eldar are on the back foot for so long in this game, these Warp Beasts just have the ability just to real game-changing unit those guys are. Guardsmen there, just casually stroll into the base, decap a strategic point. Double Slave Chambers on the way over here. A Monkey's Laboratory being rebuilt. Warrior Squad, due to being at a lower squad cap, have been popped up just so that they've got more bodies on the field. Will decide to do some My Chemical Romance shit by slitting their own wrists just to capture that strategic point. But no offence if you liked My Chemical Romance, they were my favourite band when I was a young man. What was it, 2005 when Black Parade came out? First album I ever bought with my own money, to my own shame. Do you know what? No, not to my own shame. I love that album. Great. Welcome to the Black Parade. Oh, what a tune. I'm not sponsored by My Chemical Romance, although if they want to, we'll happily plug their shit. Warp Beasts now deciding, sod this. We're tired of playing on the defensive. We're hungry. We want some more. They charge straight in. Though they don't have a Beastmaster at the moment. Got to be very, very careful with their morale. Once their morale is broken, they will start attacking each other. Lots of Dark Eldar mischief and mayhem from the Archon. Keeping these guys in place. Katagins deciding to come round over this side. But mind you, we've got a Baneblade on the way. So as impressive as all this stuff is, the Baneblade will come out and send them kicking and screaming to that Dark Knight. Warp Beasts also losing their morale will decide to start munching on each other. Valkyries flying away at those tightly packed units. And it is the Baneblade. Steady yourself, brother. For they are on the way. It was an interesting build order. And I do like it when I see players do stuff that isn't your stereotypical meta build. I always appreciate it. But I'm not entirely sure that the Scourge play was the thing to go for. Or maybe if they did go for Scourges, maybe more than just the one unit. Baneblade Not taking no for an answer. It's going to casually maneuver its way into the base. 66 from Yang Wen-Li. I do believe that is Russian for GG, I imagine. Upside down G's, that's how the Russian alphabets work. I think it is anyway. I am not fluent in Russian. I read Korean, but not Russian. Guardsmen over here. Not the best position, but that priest will keep them fighting fit. And command squad leading the charge into the Dark Eldar base. Yeah, it was a bit one-sided, this match. I will have to say, since could have gone either way until maybe the scourge is over when they died over here. But that's okay. We don't mind one-sided games. We've got to see lots of epic charges. I mean, wonderful micro from the Archon in this game. Now we've got to really see the high DPS and the glass cannon nature of the Dark Eldar with those infantry units. So it's not all a loss. It was all still exciting in the grand scheme of things. Cool. Anyway, my name's been Mr. Landshark. Pleasure's always, never chore. I'll see you in a bit. Peace.